Hi, I'm Melisa. Welcome to day 21 of your 30-day yoga challenge. And today we'll be doing a 10-minute section on yoga for athletes. So with athletes, tight areas, shoulders, right? Neck sometimes, hips, knees, ankles, the quads tend to get pretty tight, hip flexors for sure. So depending on the type of athlete, you'll end up with tightness in one place more than the other. We'll try to hit as many of those areas today as we can. Okay, so first I want you to stand nice and tall and notice where those tight areas are. So it might be in your quads, you might feel it there. It might be in your hip flexors, really deep down in here. It might be in your shoulders, maybe you feel like rounding. This would be pretty common in cyclists or runners. So I want you to squeeze those shoulder blades back, engage your quads and lengthen up. Think of your chest as reaching up toward the sky a little bit. Turn your palms out, inhale, arms up, and then exhale as you dive forward. So we're diving, 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 diving. This is where we're gonna notice, are my hamstrings tight? How far down can I go? Athletes, maybe, depending, might be right about here. So I want you to bend your knees slightly, draw your belly in, and see how far down you can go. Let your head relax if you can, and then look up a little bit. And then exhale, see if you can get a little deeper. Inhale, look up a little bit. We'll slowly work on lengthening the hamstrings, but it's not going to happen in 10 minutes, and it won't happen in a day. Consistent practice, and they'll get longer and longer and straighter and straighter. So we're moving with our breath. Exhale, fold, inhale up. Exhale, fold, inhale up. Exhale, fold, and this time roll from the bottom of your spine up. See if you can create as much space in between the vertebrae as possible. So each bone that stacks on top of each other, create some space there and notice how they come together. Okay, now take those arms up, slide your shoulder blades down your back, and we're just going to teeter-totter from side to side. As we're here, roll your armpit open toward the sky and look up as much as you can. And the other side, look up as much as you can. Those arms are straight. Keep pushing your palms together, and then up over the other side, and then up over the other side. And then come up. This time, take one hand down. I want you to reach that arm down and see if you can side bend a little more. Push your hip out to the side. Keep sliding your shoulder blade down and feel the stretch in your obliques and your quadratus lumborum. Inhale up and exhale the other side. And they'll probably be a little different. It's okay. Breathe. With every exhale, you're getting over a little bit more. Inhale, come up. Good. Now you're going to need a strap. I want you to take your hands behind your back with the strap and just lift those hands up toward the sky. So shoulders are open. So you might notice maybe you get some tightness here. Maybe it stops, or maybe the humerus bone wants to round forward. So notice where that is. And if you feel this rounding, squeeze your shoulder blades back together and don't lift your hands quite as high. And if you can, walk your hands a little bit closer together. So again, it's this opening, belly in, arms lift. And then look up slightly, open up your throat, open up your chest a little more. If you feel off balance, you take your feet apart. And then breathe. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Okay, release those arms. Roll your shoulders forward. Just a little roll, 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 and roll them backwards. Roll, roll, roll. Okay, now take your strap, take your right arm up and over. So here it's almost like elbow to the sky. Okay, feel the stretch in your triceps. Take your left hand up your back. So your hands will hold onto your strap in between your shoulder blades. And then crawl your hands together. Maybe you can grab onto your fingers, maybe not, it doesn't matter. But I want you to open up your chest and just lengthen the front of your body. Notice where there are tight areas in your pecs. It's okay, just breathe. And then release, switch sides. So one side will probably be really different from the other. So now the strap is in your left hand. Your elbow's reaching up toward the sky. I want you to take your right hand, pull your elbow up toward the sky more, and let your hand drop down in between your shoulder blades. So that's where it stays put. Then your right arm comes, it bends back, grab the tail of your strap and start to walk up. So your hands may meet, they may not, it doesn't matter, but here you hold. Keep reaching your elbow up to the sky, keep lifting your chest. And this is something you can do all the time, every day. 4 and 5. And you can hold it a lot longer, but we have limited time today. So, okay, I want you to release and lower down. So another area is going to be hip flexors and quads. Okay? So I want you to step your left foot forward, your right leg back. So your knee is going to be down on the ground. We'll start here. And if you have blocks or books, you may want to take them outside your left foot, put your hands onto the blocks or books so that you can sink down pretty low. So that here we get a nice stretch up the right quads, up the hip flexors. We want to make sure we have nice alignment though. Second toe, knee, and hip bone. Okay, so we don't want that knee coming out just yet or rolling in for sure. Lift your chest. And breathe. Now for some who want a little extra, you can go ahead and bend this back knee, reach back, grab your ankle, and roll your chest open to the sky. So here's more of a quad stretch, and then you're also opening up your shoulder. Steady breathing. When you release, let go gently. Take that leg down to the floor. Now we'll shift our weight back. Ardha Hanumanasana, or half splits pose, half monkey pose. So you might have your hands on blocks still. Shift your weight back, drop your left hip back, flex your left foot, and then hinge forward as much as you can. So eventually your chin will be on your shin, but there is no hurry. And your weight is really coming back so that you feel the stretch up your hamstrings on the left side. So you can start to melt forward without a block, same thing, you're still just melting forward. Breathe. And then inhale, come up. Good. Hands back to your blocks, or maybe not. Use your core, pick that leg up and take it back. Okay, so that foot doesn't really touch the floor. I want you to use a lot of core strength. The other leg comes forward the same way, with strength. Drop your back knee. And then hinge forward, lean forward. So this is the only time that we can allow our knee to come above our toes, when our back knee is down on the ground. So we won't be injured. Come just above your kneecap. Keep sliding your shoulder blades down your back. We want to keep opening up our chest. And then shift your weight back. So here, weight comes back. I can take my hands, they can stay on blocks. I can move the blocks out of the way. And I let my chest melt down over my leg. Feel the stretch in my hamstrings now. For those who are working deeper into the pose, you'll start to push your heel forward and you would start to come into splits pose, but that'll be another day. Okay, so that's just the start of Hanumanasana. Then from here, if you wanted more of a stretch, then you could bend your back knee, reach back, grab your foot, ankle, whatever you can reach. Continue to lift your chest, sink low into your hips. You're getting your pubic bone down toward the floor. Open your chest up and take a few more breaths here. So for athletes, it's really important to work one side at a time, or to stretch one side at a time. So when we do that, we're able to start to balance out the right and the left sides. So with athletes, commonly we'll use one side, whether it's tennis, baseball, even running, we'll use one side more than the other. So it's important to notice the differences, the imbalances in your body, and we'll start to play around with evening them out. So those are just a few yoga postures for you athletes, and otherwise I'll see you in class. All right, yogis and yoginis, nice work. Namaste.